What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Good, the Bad and the Stupid. It's Monday the 3rd of August. It's a new month since I last spoke to you. It was July when I last spoke to you. That's the way it works. That was Friday. But anyway, I hope you've had a good weekend. It's been raining, wasn't it? Was it raining or was it warm? It's been warm anyway, I know that. And it's going to get warmer. They said we've had the Spanish plume last week. Next week, African plume. We're getting plumes from all over the place. We're plumed off it. We're getting like a 39-degree one coming this week. I don't know where these fucking different weather patterns come from, because we were getting the wettest August on record, and that's not happening now by the looks of it. Not if the African plumes get anything to do with it. So yeah, good. I'm happy about that. I'd rather the plume than the rain, because I've got shit to do, and you can't do the shit I've got to do in the rain. So I'd rather it be fucking boiling hot, and I can just at least wear a pair of Speedos and I can get about my business. I'll wear sun cream, Factor. I'll be X-factored off it. I'll be head to toe in Factor 15. Some people wear that Factor 50. Have you seen that Factor 50, where it's like it's just white? It's like you basically, especially when they're at the cricket and stuff, they put it all over the face and you can't see you can't see the skin and everything. It's almost like tribal paint, you know. The cricketers used to wear it on their nose, and I probably would have to as well if I was out in the middle of a cricket field, because the skin on your nose burns, or like especially if you got a sundial, you know, big nose or whatever else. Yeah, so it's good. I'm happy about the weather. It's summer, for fuck's sake. We should have good weather. You'd be surprised, anybody listening in different countries there going, yeah, of course. But no, not of course. This is England, and in England we don't get regular weather. We don't get it regular summers. We don't get, well, we used to, fucking long time ago. Now they're coming back. You know, you might thank climate change for it, perhaps, but we usually get a fucking hot day in March, then a bit of rain, then a hot day sometime in October. August, don't know what it's doing half the time. Anyway, the spaceship's back. The astronauts landed, didn't they? Elon Musk's spaceship landed back. How fast they came into the orbit? 17,500 miles an hour, and then they slowed it down to 350 miles an hour. Now, all you boy racers out there, all you fucking hotheads or pistol heads or whatever you want to call you, 17,500 miles per hour. If you'd have done better at school, you could be up there doing those kind of figures. Instead, you're down here trying to get a mini metro up to fucking 100 mile an hour. You can't get anywhere near it. You're doing 70, and you're fucking fraping the hell out of it. And you've got, like, you know, you put an extra turbo on the back and made it sound really loud, but it doesn't go any faster. You could have been an astronaut. See, astronauts. You know, where I come from, you don't become astronauts. You don't become astronauts at all. You might burgle an astronaut. Where I come from, you don't become an astronaut. That's about as close as you're going to get to being an astronaut, or to an astronaut. Anyway, good. Let's stop saying astronaut. Anyway, they've landed back in the water. I think they even went for 350 miles an hour, down to 150, put the brakes in, but that's got to be a buzz and a half. I bet they were fucking having the time of their lives. I bet they've been like, you know, like, yeah, I know you Americans like to yelp. You like to go, woo, yeah, and like give it all that fucking, you know, you're proud of you know, you say it loud and proud. We're a bit more reserved in England, but, you know, we're kind of like, accept our, you know, a bit more, we ain't as loud and we're not so, what's it called, vocal, should I say. But I bet they were screaming. I bet they were fucking giving it some high fives left, right and centre in that cockpit. Good on them. They survived anyway, that's a good thing. They lived. A British teenager has been charged with hacking Twitter accounts of 130 big names like Elon Musk, Bill Gates and Kanye West. And they're going to say he's facing, it was a £76,000 scam apparently, and he's facing 45 years in prison. They're fucking joking or what? I mean, there was a guy, as I said the other day, who got out after 15 years for cutting off somebody's head and using it as a fucking 10-pin bowling ball. And he's out after 15 years. This kid's been hacking a few accounts and he's getting potentially 45 years in prison. Come on. You want to fucking laugh? You want to give the guy a job? Again, brains. He's got brains. He should be fucking, You should be going, you're good at that, mate. We want to fucking employ you. We want to get you on the board and stop people, hacking to China and hacking to Russia and do all what they're doing to us. We need you. You've got skills. You don't put him in prison for fucking 45 years. That's pathetic. You got to applaud people's, it might not be conventional, but you got to applaud people's talents and use it where it can. Fucking hell, I watched a film the other day about FBI stitch-ups. It was a satire film. What was it called? The Day Will Come. It was hard to understand it, but I got to admit it was a bit. I was tired, but it was hard to get to really follow it. But the basics of it was that the FBI have stitched up so many people. They stitch people up to get the bust that they want. They've got the bust in mind for somebody, and then they set them up to get the bust. And when they get the bust, the person's fucking banged up for 30 years or 35 years or some shit like that. And there's hundreds of cases of it apparently. So, you got fucking, you got stitch ups like that, and this kid's getting stitched up 45 years. You want to get him out and fucking praise him. Anyway, moving on. Slapheads. Not you personally, but slapheads could soon be rejoicing after there's a cure for baldness. There's a cure for baldness has moved one step closer. I bet you was thinking, hopefully, in the lockdown when all the hairdressers were shut, not that you had any hair anyway, I bet you was hoping that maybe your hair would grow back. I was thinking, come on, just massage it and everything. I've got 3 months now, without my clippers. I was to follow everybody else, but nothing grew. But anyway, now there's a thing called, they've been trying it on mice. I might have spoken about this before, but they've got some micro NRAs, whatever they are. They've reversed 90% of hair loss in mice in 15 days. That's made anybody bald listening to this podcast has just jumped up, his ears have just pricked up. What did he say? Yeah, your hair loss could be reversed within 15 days. 90% of hair loss in mice has happened. So if you've got a mousy face and you've got mousy features and you're a bit of a rat boy, this could be for you. If you got like rat tendencies, not if you're just a rat, a love rat and all that stuff. You got to look like a rat. You got to be rodent-like. Yeah, but anyway, you can get your, what's it called, your hair back. Think about that. It probably costs you a fucking fortune, but they're saying it's going to cost cheaper than some of those, what's it called, the hair replacement treatments. I don't know about that guy who had a wig the other week, last week. The guy who paid £4,500 to have a hairpiece glued on the top of his head. That is one to avoid. But this one is a cream that might make it grow back. So keep a lookout for it. What's it going to be called? I don't know what it's going to be called, unfortunately. You'll have to look out for it. It's coming to a really expensive hairdresser, hair replacement centre near you. A US intelligence, so this is what we need that kid for. A US intelligence chief said he hopes that UFOs that are stalking military bases in America, he hopes that they're aliens and not the Chinese or Russians. So do I. I think that'd be more exciting. I'd like to see the aliens come. I hope it is the aliens. They might come down and fucking, have a word and say, just tell people you're fucking the planet up and we're going to take it off you if you don't fucking stop it. We're watching, and if you do all these fires and all this shit that you're causing, you're ruining it. And we've been fucking had our eye on it, and we played the nice guy. We thought, no, we can't do nothing. They live there, we're pleasant aliens, but now we see you fucking it up. We're going to come down and boot you off, and we're going to have it, boot you in the sea. You can live in the sea, in the fucking toxic sea that you've poured all the plastic into. You can live in there, see how you get on. We'll have the land, and we'll fucking cultivate it and be in harmony with the, We'll go back to when we come ages ago, when the Egyptians and everything, when we were getting down with the Egyptians, we were all hippie aliens, and we were just drawing on the walls and that, and we were like building pyramids and having a laugh, fucking around, and then you like come along and fucking turn the place into a toxic fucking wasteland. Anyway, so keep them peeled. The aliens are coming. The aliens are anyway flying around the base, and they're hoping it's not the Chinese or the Russians. Otherwise, the technology. They don't want to think that the Chinese and the Russians, they've got technology that means that they can fly around American bases unknown. even though they know that they're there. Unknown knowns, like Donald Rumsfeld said. So it's a UFO that's an unknown known, flying around US bases. Why don't they send the fighter jets up there? You know, American Army love to use the toys. They love to get out and about and fucking zap people and fucking, you know, set off a few rockets with "Rock the Casbah" written on it and stuff like that. Donald Trump would love to fucking, you know, he wants to get his presidency back on track. He wants to take out an alien ship. Of course he does. So get the fucking jet fighters up there. But then again, the aliens probably have better power than that, and they'll just like freeze your jets, freeze your rockets, or bend them so they turn back inwards on you, and like shoot back into your own bollocks. As the pilot, you're taking your own chances there. The nation's favourite foods include unusual fusions that others may find tough to swallow. Pineapple top pizza. Everyone's got the knickers in a twist over pineapple on a pizza. A lot of people saying it doesn't go. It does go. It tastes sweet and salty, innit? I don't know. It's I used to like pineapple. Not all the time. It's particularly after a bit, but it's all right. It ain't bad. But pineapple on a pizza, surf and turf, chocolate with chili. What else is there? What have I ever had? Peanut butter and jam. I'll tell you what, any Americans listening here, peanut butter and jam, I'm fucking banging to that. That's salt and sweet. And that is like my new favourite thing. I've told other people about it. They go, that's disgusting. That's fucking vile. I couldn't imagine that. So, and I'm like, that's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. I have it to have protein, but it's actually one of my go-to treats. I love it. So yeah, I think I saw that on maybe ET or something. Peanut butter and jello. They were calling it jello. You call it over there. Well, I call it fucking very, very, very tasty. Very, very tasty. They're very tasty. So thank you for that. But yeah, so all them different fusion foods. It's like when you get to one of them restaurants, you know, when they try and do everything. Or takeaways. Never trust a takeaway that does pizza, Chinese, Indian, fucking Italian. They do it all. Pasta. They do everything. They don't do any of it any good. All of it's shit. Because they're not a master of any of it. So I never go to that place. I have menus come through and it's like a telephone book. Fucking Pete, it's got everything you could think of. How are they possibly doing all that without having everything frozen and shit food and shit products and whatever else? No, stick to the family business. Right. What was this I was going to say? Might be up to my last one here, nearly last one. Russell Crowe has revealed his great passion. He's collecting teacups, collecting coronation teacups with the Union Jack on and stuff. You know, these dainty little tea rooms that you get. They've all got like, well, there's one in Brighton, and it's all got Union Jacks over everything, and like, you know, it's all about the Queen and like Buckingham Palace, and they're really like regal and nationalist, you know. I mean, they're really fucking, you know, pro the royal family and that. But he's not necessarily doing it for the royal family, but he's collecting teacups because he likes the Union Jack. He's gorgeous. But who's going to tell him that his teacup collection shit? I ain't, because he's known to have a bit of a temper. I like Russell Crowe. I like his no fucking nonsense attitude, the way he don't give a shit. Like when he smashed that phone up in the hotel. Or when he fucking got pissed off because somebody cut his speech at the Oscars. He's like, he's a funny fucker. My kind of funny fucker. I don't care if you got Union Jack teacups, I'm going to let that slide. You're my kind of actor, my kind of man. Anyway, last one. Plans to rip up church pews is so fat folk can walk down. Plans to rip up church pews so fat folk can walk down the aisle have sparked an unholy row. They're taking out wooden pews so that fat people don't get embarrassed when they're walking down, so they're too tight. That should give them an incentive. Well, just get fat people not to book at that fucking church, for God's sake. Or give them a reason, tell them to buy a wedding dress, cheap, smaller than they are. And so you've got to get in that so you can get down our aisle. Otherwise, the wedding's off. All right. Don't be fat. It ain't fucking big and it ain't clever. Well, it is big, but it ain't clever. You can't change the church and change fucking. It's like the airport, you know, all the other chairs. If you're fat, you're fat. Just don't go anywhere until you're slim. There's got to be an incentive. You can't like change the rules for them, because then they'll just stay fat and get fatter. You know, fucking they don't mind a bit of surf and turf and a bit of fucking pineapple on a pizza. They like fucking 10 pineapples on 10 pizzas. 10 loads of pineapples on 10 pizzas. The fat people love food. But good, be fat. I'm not knocking it. Well, I am knocking it, but you can be fat, but you can't expect to moan and tell us you got to change everything for you. It's not a disability until you're stuck in a wheelchair, and then we can, like, you know, go, well, I mean, even though it's self-inflicted, we have to fucking give you a ramp and all that stuff on the back of that, don't we? But you can't just take church pews out. I'm sorry, it's not on my fat watch. Right, I'm leaving it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. See you again tomorrow. See you, bye.